then I found that, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing the wrong thing. Now I know. But also, I had to meet the people and do the legwork to get there. It's like,
That's awesome. That's absolutely cool. Kind of got us sidetracked a little bit.
Yeah.
It's all good. When I went, after I left Bremerton, I went to Japan and met the wife, and I was learning Rosetta Stones and things like that just so I could help myself communicate better. I was terrible. And so I'm speaking this broken Japanese, and she's like, I speak English. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. And so about a month goes by, and we go on a few dates, and that's when I find out she's listening to what I listened to when I grew up. And I'm like, what do you know about this? You know? And then we just kind of hit it off. After 2 years, she introduced me to her family. Well, I was already introduced, but I was able to formally ask if I could take their granddaughter to America, and it was a nice moment. So after Japan, we went to Hawaii. I was still in the military at the time. She was on the beaches of Hawaii while I was underwater. So I ended up leaving the Navy and saying, let's go back to Houston. She was cool with that. Come to find out, she's one of the best nail technicians in the city.
oh, that's crazy.
I did not know she had that capability when I married her. And what I thought would be a hobby while I'm going to U of H for the GI Bill, turns out she's getting recognition from the news stations because the Astros were winning World Series at the time. And the news anchors would go over there and get their nails done. She would do the art, the Japanese nail art. And I'm like, you're on TV. And she's like, yeah, I'm kind of good. And my mom and sisters, they were like, Jacob, she's good. Like real good. Because she would do their nails for free, and they'd be like, what is going on?
That's crazy.
So I'm ready to go to Japan. Like, I'm ready to retire.
Yeah.
But because of her success, she's got clients and all kinds of stuff, and as long as she's still enjoying what she does, she loves the city. So we're not going to leave for probably another decade.
Right.
And I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to put all of this behind me and live out my days as a monk or something in Japan. Have you ever been? I've
never been to Japan.
Oh God.
It's beautiful.
It's kind of like serene. I've never felt more at peace than I was, even when I was stationed there. I was on shore duty. There was just something about the people, and talk about counting black people. She doesn't understand racism, honestly. Like 99% of what she grew up was Japanese, right? It's a completely homogenous culture for the most part. And so when we would go from Japan, or just get back to Houston and be at the international airport, and I'm just looking around and I go, you see that? And she's like, what? It's like, there's so many different types of people here. You go on a train in Japan and you look out and you're like, it feels like the Twilight Zone because there's just so many Japanese people.
I was so old to tell my husband before I saw a black person in Mexico. So when you say serene and peace, it's Mexico for me because that was like my parents. We went back all the time, and it was like outdoor cooking, playing outside. There was no gadgets. They're like my grandparents' place was like dirt floors. But
different lifestyle.
It's completely, even to this day. Now I get upset when I'm like, oh, they have a Costco. Why? And I'm like, oh man. But I was so old, and I'll never forget. Everyone thought it was Michael Jordan, and I was like, huh? Like my cousin, and I was like, and I look, and I was like, that's not Michael. And then I like realized, oh, y'all don't fucking know. Oh, this is weird. Y'all just thought he was tall and black, and then I was like, also now I'm weird that I'm like, this is the first time I've seen it. I get it. You guys don't see it, so that's because it took me forever with Hispanics. like not be, I was like, they're the same. Like, how do y'all, but you have to be American, I think, to understand that we have the same culture. But I was like, I guess being in Mexico. But the other thing that was really old, and I asked one of my girlfriends, I was like, why do they not like Asian people? Like, why do Hispanics have a weird thing with Asian? Like, what the fuck did the Asians do? Can somebody explain that scenario to me? Because I always remember the jokes, but I don't, like, there's zero reasons why it makes sense.
Just being different.
Yeah.
Just being different, right? So.
It's like,
But my wife doesn't understand it. Like, she doesn't get racism. She doesn't get when people are trying to
it must be nice to live in that. Like, I do kind of, like, am a little bit jealous.
A little envious?
Yeah, a little bit, because it's like, here we are fighting the good fight, day in, day out. She's like, what are you guys doing? That's silly.
That doesn't make any sense.
Just turn on the music. Y'all have good music.
Right.
Be happy. Like, yeah, you're right.
Like, some things y'all do are good, some things y'all do are bad. And she's like, but that's human, right? That nobody, you know. She's, I don't know. I just.
How old is she, if I may ask? Now
she is 45.
She's also 45?
Yeah.
And she mostly grew up in Japan?
Yeah, I mean, when I took her away, she never really left. I think she would go to Hawaii or something, but she didn't even do a lot of traveling when she was younger. So when I took her to Hawaii, she was like, I've been here before, but she'd never been there to live, right? And I took her away from her family, which in their culture, it's very, I mean, at least where I grew up, you turn 18, you leave.
Yeah.
Because there's better.
Yeah.
For them, they'll stay there till they're 40, 45.
So Hispanics are very much the same.
Right.
My
I thought
husband gets upset, or not upset, he doesn't understand it, because we have a girlfriend that's like 30-ish.
Still.
I haven't one. And he's like, why does she live with her parents? It's so fucking weird. I'm like, but she lives in Mexico with her parents, and that culture is very much, just why would you leave? Like,
unless you're getting married, or
unless you're getting married would be the only reason. Otherwise, it's looked down upon that you would
want to
frown.
Branch out on your own.
Yeah, like,
get away from your family.
That just doesn't. I did it here, and even here in the States, my parents being
first generation.
Yeah, they were just like, come back. Like, if I left, I could go back to their house. Like,
and they would welcome you.
Yes, they would be like, it would not be, and he would never do. He was like, I'd never go back. I'm like, that's you, bro. Like, for us, it's a little. I don't know.
I wish, because if they would let, like, all right, how do I put this?
Okay. I don't know.
The lights would be in jeopardy of going off every other month.
Okay.
Like, so there wasn't a whole lot to go back to. And be, and you know, I guess I could help and support, but that's where the military allowed me to, because I needed to see the world.
Yeah.
I needed to understand different cultures, and at the time I wanted to be something of a writer. That dream has faltered, because that is a very difficult thing to do, especially in this day and age. But my major is still English. I love the English language, but I needed to go out and see life outside of my proverbial hood, if you will. So, you know, and my mom, she kind of knew. My sisters, even when they were pregnant in high school, they still left. Right? It's weird, right? They didn't even stay with mom. Didn't make them leave. It's just like they needed to be out there on their own, because, you know, the girls definitely didn't get along. So mom and the girls, they were at each other's necks all the time. My older brother, he was, I gotta go. He went to school out of state. And me, when I graduated, I just wanted to travel. I wanted to be abroad, and
that's my husband. I think he went to military school, and then it was the Navy, and then a naval academy. So he's been in all the ports and all the cities. So somebody asked me not too long ago, she was like, her son is in a naval academy and it's the same path. And she was like, I said, I just always knew we were going to be by the water, but at a port. And he always knew, like, you know. But I said, we don't, like, well, now we're in our 30s. I was like, he doesn't move as much. I think it's in the younger years when you have to go through that. She was saying he's engaged or getting married, and she was like, I hope she's okay with, like, moving around. And I was like, yeah, can't really tell someone, you can't really help them prepare. Like I think everybody says, "Oh, I'd follow you anywhere." And then you start moving, and then you're like, "We have to move again." Then it's like you just have to live it and see what it is. Like there's not a way to be like, "Oh, I want to have a prepare for it." It's like no, there's not. You settle down, make roots, and then you're like, "Oh, just kidding, do it again."
Back it on up.
But I was like, for me, I like the water. So being in a port town always was like, I knew as long as I was by the water, I would be fine. But I guess you have to make that decision on your own. Yeah, he lived in China, not Japan. Yeah, he lived in China. My kids like soy sauce, like most American kids like ketchup, because he loves. That's what we liked about Vancouver. I was like, I don't like Chinese food, but I said I didn't know that my whole life I've been having like Tex-Mex Chinese food, like what the same equivalent of that
Hadn't been the same for sure.
Yeah, and I was like, and then we got to China, and it was like, oh my god, amazing. Yeah, I would crave it, but it was also this like 75-year-old lady in the kitchen somewhere cooking this food, and yeah, it just kept coming out. Like everything she brought out was amazing. So yeah, obviously that kind of changes things a little bit. But he has that, like, and so he loves Asian food, and so the kids, at least my oldest, he will put soy sauce on almost everything. And how most people, like, I keep like this dispenser of olive oil.
Oh.
I had to now do the same for soy sauce. Like I'll buy if I can get a half gallon, I will. So I'm just like,
that's where that Costco comes in.
Yeah. I'm like, huh, I get it. Do y'all have kids?
No, we try, but I think there's a hormonal thing that she has. 5 years ago, she ended up having a miscarriage, and we kind of never really broached the subject again. We try, but if it doesn't happen, I would love children.
Yeah.
But I don't want to lose my wife in the process.
I hear that a lot. I have a lot of friends that like, which I didn't know growing up. It just seemed like people just had a ton of kids.
Right.
Now, not the case. At least with my girlfriends and in my age group, it seems to be like half of us.
Oh wow.
Like, yeah, like it's more of a. But yeah, it's the same. Like the guys generally are like, well, I love you, I married you. I mean, at least the good guys, right? It's like
I don't know about them, or yeah, I just know me.
Yeah, it's like, well, I say like I feel like the good guys, because you don't ever want to feel like we've had a miscarriage and it was awful, and so once you know that, you're just like. But I did meet a girl that had like, I don't know, like an insane. She's my IV lady. She had an insane number. Well, I say insane. More than one is like your heart.
Anything more than one.
Anything more than one. And this girl had like
back.
8 or 9, and she did have 2 kids after.
Okay.
And I was like, I couldn't breathe the whole time she was telling the story, and I was like, just that pain. Like I just kept thinking, like I would see movies and cry, but then when you actually have one, then it's like, oh yeah, now I can't watch a movie and watch that because it's just. Or I saw somebody tell a story, and I was just anyhow, like. But I feel like if somebody can love you past that, not just like I wanted to have kids. So there's a guy, one of my cousins, good friends with this girl, and her fiance is like, I know I want a kid, so there's like, I don't want to get married. If you can, she's having trouble. So it's almost like he's waiting for her to get pregnant. But I'm like, I don't know, because I have kids. I grew up, I wasn't the girl that knew she wanted to have kids. So to me, I was kind of the same way. Like, I just want to like, maybe get married, maybe not. Maybe have kids, maybe not. But pretty sure the kids are not like the reason. Right. And my mom still jokes about this day. About it to this day. She's like, you were my kid that like you knew for a fact you don't want to have kids, and so she thinks it's funny that I have kids. I'm like, Mom, like, get over it. I hear you. I had kids. I'm paying. I know what you went through. You know, whatever you went. But I didn't. So I'm like, I feel like I sympathize more with like being okay with it, like, or not. Let not be, but like, yeah, you try. But if it's not, then it's not. Then
we love our lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna complain too much. And again, there's nobody I'd rather grow old with, and so if
is she okay with it?
Well,
No.
she wants kids too, but she kind of, her mom had passed away when she gave birth to her baby sister. So
in the childbirth?
Yeah, in the childbirth. So she, after the miscarriage, I think spooked the heck out of her. So does she want kids? Of course. I mean, she would love to experience motherhood and all this other stuff. And plus, in Japan, there's a like family lineage. I have their kamon is what they call it. It's kind of like a English crest, right, for knights or something. So, but it's like the Japanese samurai families and stuff. So they have in their city hall lineage and branches of each of their. It's important.
Yeah.
Like she knows that her family is losing the men. Like when you give birth to a girl and you don't give birth to the boys, the branch tends to wither and die because the men that enter into the families through marriage, the woman typically doesn't take, you know, and it's all documented how it becomes, and it's more interesting than I thought it should be, but it makes sense, right? Because blood over there, the homogenous, right? 99% Japanese. They have to have a way of class systeming their own stuff, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, my side of my family is the poor side, right? You know, like they're already breaking each other up into different classes based on situation, economic, whatever, right? Our blood is more pure than this guy's, you know, it's so does she want kids? Of course. But then again, I'm black. So let's make sure I kind of need to have my Spidey sense up to make sure we get you to your proper location.
Oh, you're good. I'm following you too.
Yeah, every time we're downtown, I'm like, this thing's got to make a mistake, right? And it never does.
It seems to be pretty.
But yeah, so I think in 10 years we may adopt, and a preteen, maybe a teenager. I'm not looking to change a lot of diapers, but you know, if we can help a young lady or young gentleman into adulthood safely and with some love, I think that could satiate us.
Especially if you're gonna be in the States, like for a little while.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, you never know what life path. She could be pregnant right now, and I don't even know. So you know, we'll take it by ear.
Yeah.
And even then, 45, it's kind of late, right?
It is. I've had it on my second at 40, right? At, like, I think I was pregnant at 39. I was going to deliver close.
And that's scary
40.
in itself.
And they made it so awful in that because I was old for whatever standard.
Right.
And it was awful. I hated it.
When you say they made it awful, you're talking about
just
the
hospital system.
Wow.
Yeah, because everybody's like, well, you're a geriatric pregnancy and you have to do this, and then it's just like putting all these labels on it, which is fine. I don't feel like the label should be placed unless
there's a complication.
Like something, like if I'm a healthy person, then it should just be a pregnancy. Like it just added a whole ton of stress.
Unnecessarily. So.
And you're already you're already aware. Like there's nothing can make me more aware that my
body isn't the same as it was 20 years ago. I get it.
And you don't really get it until you're changing, like you said, changing diapers at like 42 or whatever. And I'm like, fuck, like, yeah, I didn't see this. But then I also told my husband, I was like, I do see that we have more to offer. We're in a better place, and the kids like have. There's
no doubt that you're going to give them a better grasp of humanity, for sure.
A version of myself, like
just wisdom.
I just can't like do the slide, but like, I can.
I'm not running out there on the jungle gym with you.
I'm like, but I can find your friends. Hold on, let's see if Jimmy here wants to do the slide. But I will say, to end our, how much time I have, like, what,
We've had a great ride, I think.
I will say that after all of that I've said, I surprised my husband one day because one of the other things that I like stand firmly against is arranged marriages. And I have boys, and I didn't know this until I had my first. I've had like women be like, I want your son from my daughter, and he's a great catch. He's noble, and if you cultivate that, you just know that it will go places, right? So I see it, but I didn't see it because it's also my little kid.
I haven't been in here forever.
The wine bar. I hope they're still there. Did you see? I was like, wait. Oh,
it's pretty packed in there. I'm gonna give it that. So
I'm gonna put my fur coat and my smile on. I tried to set up my kid. There's a family in Galveston. They're both doctors. She's doing research in AIDS, trying to find the best care. And her research is so defined and so complicated. And she's Indian, atheist. And just so you have a picture, he is white. They both met at Brown Medical. I think that's where they both went to medical school and they met. He does a lot of work with infectious diseases also, and he's done he does work in Africa, Mexico, like Latin America, like all these countries, and they are so noble and they're the best. Sorry.
No worries. I'm listening.
So they have a daughter. Her name's Mia.
Oh,
and
snap.
Nick's 11, she's like 12 or 13. Can you imagine these people raising this kid? He's Jewish, she's atheist.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
like, and she's like, oh my God. So I look at my husband one day, and my husband and I, which is hard in a marriage, to both have a good relationship with another couple, both the male and the female, just genuinely, like, I have it with my best friend, but I'm like, you love them because, like, I already had a relationship and I love, but it was like to organically meet somebody and all of us vibe, like, wonderful. Like, my husband's a lot, and she'd just be like, Carl. and I was like, love these people. He would be like, hey, Melissa, the kids want to come over, and like, y'all want to sit outside, and we listen to like Spanish music because he loves to work on his Spanish. And then but it was not like, I would never go to anybody's house without the female there, but they were like, anyway, we have this relationship, and then I'm like, I know why people do arranged marriages. I was like, because my kid is never gonna know like what the value of this. And Carl's like, what? And he's just, love my husband, but he's like, if there's something I want, because I don't want for a lot of things, and like, I don't like, America is different for me because I grew up in a different culture, so I don't want a lot of the things. So if there's something that he sees that I'm like, he's like, oh, you want that? Like, bet. Oh my God. So I tell him that I was like, I've never believed in arranged marriages. I always thought that was so awful.
Right.
I said, but Nick will never see Mia, like, and if they could just stay together and stay close, like, I would arrange that marriage. I was like, yeah, I will. He's looking at me because I'm like, once you have kids, it's like your brain's normal, and then you have kids, and then it's like
rewires a little bit, I imagine.
Shifts. And so things that I would never come out of my mouth, and if I was at a table prior to having kids, I would
dismiss
ferociously argue, like, let your kids go. Now I have kids, and I'm like,
free will.
Yeah, all that. So anyway, he looks at, we're at the birthday party months later, and he tells the mom, and she's like,
Melissa, I've got to get this right.
Oh, go.
Yeah, I've got to get.
How do I get out?
The button up top, right there. This has been, and then push out with your elbow once you hit the button.
He tells her she's gonna be a lesbian. Sorry.
No.
He's like, sorry, Carl. We already know Mia likes the other side. I was like, no. I was like, good for her. How does she know? He was like, we've talked, and well, obviously,
even at that early age.
Yeah, and I was like, damn it! I knew she was gonna be a good one. Anyway, take care.
Have a good one.